All right, we're walking down the model rocket section and the metal earth section. These have been popular on YouTube. Tom, I don't know if you've ever seen any of those.
Down on the Metal Earth?
Yeah.
I actually seen the Falcon. Yep,
I built that at.
There's the Falcon. I didn't know about these Star Treks. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, those are new. I mean, those came out like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
I'm just zooming in on the Tide Vance there a little bit. But we're on the model rocket paint aisle here. I'm not going to spend too much time on the model rockets because most of you probably don't do that anymore. Here's the molding compound stuff.
It's a great selection there. You almost never see anything like this anywhere else.
I see it at the big box hobby shops.
Oh, yeah.
But you don't see that in a hobby shop like this. And we got Model Master paints, Testers, Citadel. I got Tamiya, Vallejo. The Alclad is all in there, and they got Humbrol.
I saw some Pactra they're throwing out.
And I got some Mr. Color in there too, but I don't see Mr. Color paint. I just see Mr. Color thinners. I know those work with the Tamiya, so I'm not so worried about that. They got a chopper too.
Oh, yeah.
There's the chopper.
And a table bandsaw.
Yep, and some soldering stations here. All sorts of work tools. And we walk around to the airbrush selection. Now, I've been using Badger airbrushes, but they got Pache and they have Awatas. No Badger. Tamiya paint stand. I'm going to have to ask what some of that is. Those rims or those rim paints?
All it's going to do is just going to do hand system.
I think they're tire sets. Remember what he said? They started off with this.
Yeah, they've got them over there.
Yeah. Got their tools here. We're on the car aisle now. It's funny how they've got that as a car.
Yeah.
The Stone.
And the
Crooked.
Jetsons.
And the Jetsons. Yeah, the Jetsons is here in the car section. Okay. And you can see it goes up and down. I'm using a shoulder rig for the camera today, so it's far more stable than it has been. But I can't move the camera up and down very easily. Well, tilting my whole body. But they've got a nice selection of car kits here. Some of them I'd like to take home.
A lot of them I recognize from all the charity auctions I've been doing.
Right. Now, the car kits I want to take home are not the ones that are down here. They're the ones that are up there. Like the Countach.
Looking for a hard-to-find discontinued model?
Look up.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah, well, it won't fit in my suitcase. So the wife is safe. I've noticed they got some big ones like that. Up at the top, visible V8. Hand crank it.
How could you pass on a 76 Gremlin now?
You know, I have a Gremlin model that is...
That's 125th. With a big box like that? Wow.
I don't know. I can tell you, I have a Gremlin model that's almost done. That's what I was working on glossy paint with, because glossy paint is, wow, not something easy to do. So we're going to make a tour. Now we're into the sci-fi section. We've got some Pegasus sci-fi kits here. We talked about a bunch of them. We didn't talk about the Cosmostrator. We did talk about the T-Rex. There's the Nautilus. There's a pre-painted War of the Worlds.
I see.
And a non-pre-paint.
Inspired by. So it's close, but not quite.
Right, and here's some of their plane kits. Easy snap kits. Excuse me. The V2 rocket, that was one of my favorite things from World War II. Here's some more of the pre-painted stuff. So you can see that Dragon Slayer kit right there.
Oh, it's the same guy.
Yeah, but it's not the same one that's in the case.
Yeah.
There's a pre-paint. We got some Star Wars stuff down here. And Star Trek.
There's more Star Trek than you can shake a stick of that.
There is a Hunter killer tank. There's a 1350A for a pretty good price. All the 350 Enterprises are here.
No price on that.
It's $80 or $90, I'm sure of that.
I believe it.
Oh, they do have paragraphic sets here.
Yeah.
You were going to say what?
I was going to say $140 on that is kind of steep.
Yeah, but the other ones are more than reasonably priced.
Yeah.
And like the guy said, he's here to make money. He's got to make money somehow. You know? You can't make money without doing some of this. And we got more cars on this side. And, the family of bears.
Oh, yeah.
You want a family of bears, you can get that as a model kit.
Okay.
And the walking Tyrannosaurus kit right there. I took something like that bear kit, turned it into a zombie Care Bear. We got real science fiction real space up here. Let me turn this. Ooh, what's this? It's like Batman, only in a Lamborghini. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Van ship right there. That was popular for a while. There's the Mercury 9 kit. We got there's some of the Mobius kits that we're talking about that were repops from Space 2001.
Whole pile of Lindberghs, monsters.
Some weirdos down there. And the thing that surprised the heck out of me, a big pile of fine mold Star Wars kits, including right up there, and I can't see the price on that. My eyes aren't that good. But if I get the camera up well enough, you guys can see it on YouTube. They will ship, in case someone's interested in that. Can you see that price, Tom? My eyes aren't that good.
$179.
If that's $179, I'm walking out the door with it.
There's a $79.99, and there's a digit before the 79.
And I can't see it. It's probably $279 to be honest with you. I'll be really surprised. Well, we have Zoom. We're cheating. We're using a camera to zoom. I still can't read it.
What's that?
The fine molds, Millennium Falcon. Do you know what the price on that is? I can't read it. I've got old eyes. Now we're getting into the Japanese imports over here.
Let's get that way.
Tom's looking with his camera. Let me get out of your way.
Okay. $379.
$379. That's what I expect out of that. Because they're going for $500 on eBay.
Yeah, it's $379.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I'll put the camera up here. This is the Japanese import area. We got the Iron Man kits from Dragon, I'm assuming.
Oh, there's your Gunpla little bear guys.
Yeah, there's some bear guys. There's the Maquet stuff. The camel, the Nutcracker, and the Lunar. They got the Kiss models up there. Okay. We got whatever that thing is right there.
Robodachi.
Yeah, whatever Robodachi is. Who knows what that is. And we got some Gundams and some Star Blazers models. And the Thunderbirds models. If they had Thunderbird 2, they'd had a sale. They're missing Thunderbird 2.
Hobby shops I know of in Los Angeles, none of them carry anything like this stuff.
No. And there's the car wheels that he was talking about that they started with.
An out-of-date ad for Revell.
Yeah, because they don't make that stuff anymore. Lots of aftermarket stuff down in here. We got painted figures. Now we're getting into the plane section. Now, I'm going to disappoint some of you. The wife told me not to take too long in here, so I got to speed this up a little bit. We're through the sci-fi. Much as I hate to say it. Not that I don't like planes. They've got one heck of a selection of the 132nd Trumpeter kits. Heck of a selection of those. Ah, they got a Dauntless in 1/18 scale.
That'd be a big plane.
At 132nd, it's big. I have a 132nd version of that plane. I haven't built it because I'm not sure where to put it. I'm not afraid of building planes, wingy thingies. Just don't know where I would put it. Oh, prices on some of these. What, you seen that Graf Zeppelin up there?
Yeah, there was a story a couple of years ago on one of the forums where when Hawk and Lindbergh went out of business, those things were going for $5 at one particular store in like Maine or someplace.
Yeah, there was. I remember the time it happened. I bought one for 20. I've been trying to decide if I want to build it, and we're in the ship section here.
And where do you put it?
Oh, you'd hang that from the ceiling.
On the ceiling, yeah.
Yeah, you'd hang that from the ceiling. It's one big piece of plastic, too.
Really?
That box is full. The body is in 2 halves. Yeah, I got a review of it up on YouTube.
Yeah, I'll look for that.
Here's the model kit again. The model display case, showing off a lot of their kits. Here's the dinosaurs they were talking about earlier. Really like the dinosaurs. They're well done. And that tank, hunter-killer tank, just large and impressive. Even know how to do the wig-wag on the red and blue lights on it. Just large and impressive. Here's the Mercury 9 they have. And then their case of stuff. Here's the military. Lots and lots of tanks. If you like building tanks, you're in tank heaven right here, I think.
It's a place to get them.
It is, including World War I. Bunch of World War I tanks right there. For those of you that think Fine Molds only does sci-fi models, what do we have right there? They started off making World War I and II models. Lots of Tamiya right there. And we've got some airsoft stuff, some Detail Master car parts. We're in the gaming section now. And more of the Pegasus Hobbies. Diorama type stuff. We can buy barbed wire. Who would have thought it?
Makes sense, I guess.
It does. We got some Warhammer stuff and moving around. Here's the gaming side. What?
Mix the zombie vixens.
Zombie vixens. They probably have more zombie stuff up there. That's one thing I almost said to him is you can buy zombie stuff and use it as your victims for the Terminator.
Yeah.
Because some of the zombie aftermarket companies make skulls and they're resin cast.
I wouldn't have even figured it was a thing, but I guess that makes sense. It would be.
It would be. Here's a whole bunch of the wargaming stuff, along with a lot of books. Some of this Warhammer stuff, I'm going to do this, and I might offend a few of my subscribers here. Some of the designs just look awkward to me.
Well, when you got to crank the stuff out.
Like they just, some of them are, I mean, I just love some of the designs, but some of it just looks awkward.
40K is just when I started getting out of gaming myself.
Right. Like I said, some of this looks good, some of it, like, let's see if I can find an example of what I'm talking about. Like over here. Like the red tank there in the center doesn't look bad to me. The one next to it doesn't look bad to me. The guy on that end doesn't look bad to me. But when you get up here, some of the tanks, they're way too boxy.
Yeah.
No one would make a tank box like that. You don't want sharp corners on your tanks. You're getting hit with shells, you want rounded corners. They might bounce instead of impact. Just saying. I mean, you can look at the World War II tanks. You can see the early World War II tanks up there on all the radio-controlled models. The early ones are really boxy, but as the war progressed, they started rounding the edges on them because they started figuring out that the shells bounce. That's just me. All right, moving on, and now we're moving into the other side. Here's more gaming. We have a Doctor Who Yahtzee set. Pinewood Derby stuff. We have some RC stuff here. Collectibles in the case back here.
Yeah, some nice looking ones too.
Yeah, did you see the Ed?
Yeah, it's a big box right there.
Yeah. I don't even want to know what he wants for that. If it's even for sale, because some of the stuff in the cases aren't for sale. Like I saw the Godzilla set of 8 is $31. The little guys.
Jeez. Oh, set of 8?
Yeah, it's a set of 8 Godzilla monsters.
That's a good price.
Right. We got some Star Wars collectibles here. Now everyone, I'm going to start walking a little faster through here. Because I'm hungry. I bet Tom's hungry too. We've been here for a couple hours. Here's the science aisle I was talking about. Now, if I was into nostalgia, I'd be buying that P-38 up there and trying to rebuild it. I had one as a kid. My brother slammed it in the door when he got mad.
Yeah.
He's watching this video. Yeah, you did it.
I still remember.
Oh, yeah, I remember. We got crystal growing kits here. Brain skull models.
Magic rocks, jeez. I haven't seen this kind of thing since I was a kid, too.
Right, I had to buy some for BB. We got slinkies, remote control machines, recycled paper beads. You put paper in and you make beads out of them. Well, green plastic army men. They really do have a little bit of everything. You know?
I suppose you really got it nowadays.
Well, the big box hobby shops start coming in, and you got to do something. Either you become one, or they come in and they start undercutting you on everything. So if I want to build a diorama of Mission, I got a nice foam starter. You know?
I've never heard of Mission kits till I moved out here.
We got palm trees too. I could do a Godzilla diorama coming out of the water.
There you go.
Yep. We'll skip this aisle for a moment. I'm trying to avoid walking down aisles with customers. Die-cast aisle. I think we can go a little faster here. These aren't models.
Yeah.
Although I've been sorely tempted to buy one and repaint it like a car I once owned. Because no model kits for the car due to licensing troubles.
I'd love to find a kit of my Tiburon so I can do it his way.
I'm working on that.
Have you ever looked?
Occasionally here and there, not specifically.
I'm going to go ahead and go down the aisle.
Still
Look.
relatively new.
Look, did you see the puppies?
Yeah, it's funny enough.
Yo-yos?
I believed it was real kitten at first.
I did too. But it's not moving, and that's what kills it. We have play toys like Playmobil, only not.
Oh yeah, it does look like Playmobil.
Yeah. There's an erector set right there. Paint by number stuff. Puzzles. From here till the end, it's puzzles. Dollhouse. A Pink Floyd puzzle.
Beatles.
Look.
Star Trek puzzle.
We can do gardening. Seriously. We got gardening tools. I know it's for the
Prospecting too.
prospecting. It's not really gardening. Okay, we're going down the aisle twice. Kind of ended up that way. On the other side, we have trains. We got the trains and the diorama stuff coming up.
Oakley is like $30. Right. She won a contest for her Maui. They're high-end sunglasses too. She won a contest and didn't.
Okay,
She got a gift card.
so we have trains.
Engines on that side, a few over down here as well.
What is?
Engines are on the far side.
Okay, I didn't get over here and look earlier. We have probably the full Woodland Scenics line here.
And Plastruck.
And Plastruck. Yeah, but I've not seen some of this before. River Waterfall Learning Kit. Like the brushes and underbrush, the static flock grass. I've never seen some of these. I've been to a few hobby shops just looking for stuff. Here we've got brass, trees, the old plastic tunnels that we had when I was a kid. They still make them.
Back
Probably
then,
the more
made out of styrofoam. Now it's just cheap plastic.
right. Some realistic looking trees. They are even shedding their leaves, like that one. Thomas the Tank Engine. What is life without that? We got a Plains model kit. That's a model kit. It's out of place. The engine's over here. And some of the railroad subscribers will like seeing this stuff, I think. And yeah, they're expensive. I mean, look at this guy. $1,400.
Yeah.
There's a pink one down there for $250.
HO side is similarly remarkably priced.
It doesn't surprise me because the older engines are sometimes sought after. People collect that stuff. It's like model kits for us, you know.
Yeah.
The original release of the Romulan Bird of Prey, I'd pay extra dollars just to have. Whether I build it or not, it's a different story. Well, they're the same way. We've got some of the Woodland Scenics foam system stuff here. And we've got the N-gauge trains, which are much cheaper and smaller. Lots of train stuff. This whole aisle's nothing but trains. Just look at that. Look at some of those little steam engines. And yeah, I understand why they're 119, 120. If you ever taken one apart, you'd understand it. There's some very tiny machining in there.
I believe it.
And we could get a train whistle. Yeah. Of course, I went through that case too fast.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I've got a bunch of train people subscribed, so. Let me turn this way. And back.
I haven't built trains since I was a kid. I still have a few left, but it's a smattering.
I have a few trains too. I just have nowhere to put them if I build them.
Yeah.
That's what slows me down with the trains. Where do you put them? You know?
Definitely dedicated space.
Definitely. And then we got the electric race cars here. That's what all this is. Steve Neal does some of this stuff. Hello? The track and all that. And then we got 2 aisles left, and we will have walked the whole store.
20,000 square feet.
Yes, 20,000 square feet of store. Well, this is the RC side. Layaways, all sorts of stuff. We'll go this way first.
Yeah, you want to talk to someone about laying away that?
I will. I'm going to finish this up first.
Yeah. Just didn't want you to forget.
Oh, I won't. Don't worry. Lots of RC stuff.
540, 350.
Oh yeah, this stuff isn't cheap.
I thought golf was expensive.
Oh no. Stay away from RC helicopters and quadcopters. You think those are expensive? We're headed to that aisle next. Excuse me, sir. Okay, now we're on the quadcopter helicopter end of things. Just start checking prices. Yeah, don't touch that. There you go, 1,000 used.
That's a big one.
$800 for that one. Like I said, they are not. The quadcopter helicopter end of things is not cheap. The planes are cheaper. There's less to controlling a plane than there is a quadcopter helicopter. That's why.
Yet I see some at like 7-Eleven for $30 or $50.
Yeah, and I can tell you a lot of differences on those and why. Okay?
Sure.
Like, I would buy this faster than I would buy something at, in fact, I want one of those. Or is it this one over here? Yeah, I actually want one of the, wow. I want one of, not 180s, the 350s, sorry. I was going to say, that's a price for one, yeah, the 350s. The difference is this. You go buy one at, say, Ross Dress for Less or Marshall's, because you see the quadcopters there occasionally. Yeah. What happens when you wreck them?
You buy new ones, they're so cheap.
Right, but they're $70, $80.
Yeah.
And they won't lift a camera. These lift a camera. Okay? And there's one of the big differences are. This works with the radio I already have from my helicopter.
1080p, 60 frames.
Yeah. Well, this camera is not going on one of those. No. I have
the fact that it simply lists the camera here at that kind of stats.
Right.
It's pretty, well, $1,000.
Right. But you start seeing it, and you see with that camera with that stats what's going on. A video camera with that kind of frame rate at 1080p is $300-400 alone. So
enough.
That's a third the price of that quadcopter just for the camera.
Right. Makes a little more sense when you think of it that way.
Right, and then you start looking at these planes. This is 350, and this plane is huge. The planes are cheaper because they don't need so much electronics to keep them going. You're just steering them. They keep going by forward motion. With the helicopters, there's a little bit more to them. And then you haven't even looked at the optical systems that go with helicopters.
Right.
Plus, if you fly one of the expensive quadcopters versus the cheap ones, the expensive ones fly so much better than the cheap ones do. They're a lot more responsive, they're faster, they move better. There is a difference. If there wasn't a difference, no one would buy the expensive ones. All right, well, we've made a walk all the way through this store. Might take it out back and show the dirt track, might not. Depends on the wife when I walk outside. Yeah, we got to get some outside shots of the building, that's true.
Okay.
I'm going to quit recording here. Oh, got to do the entranceway.
So if people say it won't take their bill, no, they just need to turn their building off.
Because we have open.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, BB saw that and wanted Maleficent. I don't think that's for sale though. Some of this stuff out here isn't for sale because this is the owner's collections. All right. Hope you enjoyed the walkabout. Talk to you later.